You had front row seats to the barge explosion last night and this morning by watching Fox 10 News.
Some other people lined up at Cooper Riverside Park to watch, and some of those who didn't see what was happening felt what was happening.
Fox 10 News reporter Russell Colburn has their story.
We heard the blast, and it actually vibrated the window upstairs, and that's when I came outside with the flashlight to see what was going on. We actually at that time didn't know what had happened.
The Spanish Fort Estates resident David McGreal was lying in bed last night watching television when he shot up. Tremors from the barge explosion on the Mobile River rattled his home.
All of a sudden we heard a loud boom, and the windows upstairs actually shook pretty violently.
McGreal went out into the dark to check on his house. Nothing was damaged.
And then about 20 minutes later we heard another explosion.
Is that scary?
Yeah, that was very scary because I was like, what is going on? My brother-in-law actually called me from down in Fairhope, and he asked me if we felt the explosion, heard the boom, because he felt it down there, and he lives almost in Barnwell. So I was really surprised at that, and then I heard on the news they felt it in Orange Beach and everywhere else.
Just down the street, Melissa Smith experienced much of the same.
And all of a sudden the back room shook, the windows began to rock and roll a little bit, and we just wondered what it was. At first we got up and looked around, the dogs started barking, and we thought maybe a sonic boom. Sometimes you'll get that. Back when the space shuttle came over, we'd had a sonic boom go over, and we thought, well, maybe something was flying past and rattled.
Being miles from the flames with so much uncertain at the time, the mind wanders, concern and panic taking over.
Well, we didn't know at that time if there was a terrorist attack in Mobile. I mean, it's always a possibility. I mean, it's always scary to think that. But at that time, we really didn't know.
I had never really been afraid of that before, but it did put that thought in my head. What if it had been full of gas when it exploded? After seeing the fertilizer explosion last week, it caused a little more concern for me.
Other residents here in Spanish Fort who didn't want to appear on camera compared the explosion to sounding like thunder, like one of the loudest storms they've ever experienced. One woman told me in high winds her garage door tends to shake, and it did last night like never before. In Spanish Fort, Russell Colburn, Fox 10 News.